city hums soft, I sit where we started. Cracked glass trembling with the passing train. Your empty chair keeps catching all my glances. Steam climbs slow, like everything we planned. You call love a choice, a careful drawing. I just felt no armor, no warning. I loved you with all I had. You loved me only with your head. You weighed the future, I just felt it. You built a shelter, I stood naked. I loved you with all I had. Nights on the couch, your eyes somewhere distant. I spoke in feelings, you answered in facts. I searched your puzzles for something that trembled. You searched my trembling for something that lacked. I kept mistaking your silence for absence. You kept mistaking my heart for danger. I loved you with all I had. You loved me only with your head. You chose the mind like a lock in a door. I chose the fall, still reaching for more. I loved you with all I had. The last night I whispered, heart on mine. You didn't flinch, you said the mind. The room stayed still, but everything tilted. A quiet fracture running through my ribs. I finally saw we weren't broken, just different. Two kinds of loving, missing the bridge. Now in the dark I replay our language, your careful outlines, my reckless color floods. Neither was wrong, just never in rhythm. We stood together, but on separate odds. I loved you with all I had. You loved me only with your head. I fold our story, edges soft and fraying. Accept the ending, neither of us was choosing. Someday a heart will answer when I bend. I loved you with all I had. I walk away gently, understanding instead of holding. Rain on the glass, I watch it tremble, alone in this corner. The city muffled, your voice in my head, still explaining everything. I trace these circles, trying to understand us. You drew our love like pieces on paper. I just jumped, hoping you would follow. I'm learning to accept the way you love, the script you wrote that I can never enter. You weighed every risk I offer surrender. Our storms never met in the same sky. I'm learning to accept the way you love. You narrowed your eyes, debating every heartbeat, calling passion foolish without a guiding reason. I brought you my fear, you brought equations. Every kiss, another careful calculation between us. I kept thinking softness could loosen your certainty, but each word I offered met a measured silence. I'm learning to accept the way you love, the script you wrote that I can never enter. You balanced your heart like numbers in columns. I broke on the edges of your safety. I'm learning to accept the way you love. I remember your doorway, my hand shaking quietly. Rain on your window, you speaking like a verdict. You said my road was beautiful but reckless. You needed something safer than my unplanned devotion. I walked into the night, carrying your logic. Lit in the cold, teach me gentle surrender. Now the storm is gone, the ache is softer. No villains here, just different kinds of courage. Your distance still hurts, but I don't blame you. Some loves are lessons, not destinations we reach. I'm learning to accept the way you love, not wrong, just different from my surrender. My wild devotion met your careful boundaries, two honest truths that couldn't live together. I hold my heart, but I honor your distance. I'm learning to accept the way you love. Forward, wiser for having tried. Quiet night, tracing words we never finish. You were weighing futures, I was spilling feelings. Your eyes turned inward, where I could not follow. My heart stood open, yours stayed under review. I kept begging reason to sound like mercy, You kept answering love like a distant equation. You love with your mind, I love with my womb. I brought trembling faith, you brought careful distance. Every promise measured, every touch reconsidered. I was bleeding true, you were filing outcomes. You love with your mind, I love with my wounds. I miss the pauses, the contracts in your silence. You stacked future timelines, I stacked fading flowers. Every fight became another problem to manage. I kept bending closer, you stepped further away. I thought your quiet meant you needed shelter. You were just retreating to numbers, not me. You love with your mind, I love with my womb. I brought trembling faith, you brought careful distance. Every promise measured, every touch reconsidered. I was bleeding true, you were filing outcomes. You love with your mind, I love with my wounds. The night your hand slipped from mine so gently, not in anger, just soft, resigned indifference. You loved the idea, not the weight of feeling. My heart was chaos, you needed clean lines. Something inside me shattered without making sound. A boyhood trust broke and finally understood limits. Now I box our memories with steady fingers. No curses spoken, just unanswered questions fading. I see my reflection, still cracked yet somehow kinder. Loss sits beside me, but it does not own me. You love with your mind, I love with my wounds. Silence taught me more than your explanation. Love is not a prize, sometimes it's a lesson. I will keep this ache, but hold it gently. One day another heartbeat might answer mine. You love with your mind, I love with my womb. Walk out softly, carrying what I finally know. This corner, remember when your laughter lived here. I stir cold coffee, watching strangers not see. Outside the city runs past our old beginning. Inside I sit with ghosts I can't untangle. I trace our silence like lines across years. Every answer hurts more than the questions I love with everything I have. You chose your mind. You measured futures. I just offered my hands. Your careful words kept slipping past my heartbeat. I stayed quiet, thinking patience might be enough. I love with everything I had. You chose your mind. I walk our streets alone, softer in reflection. Your careful voice still lives inside my memory. You love me safely from behind invisible calculations. My open heart kept waiting outside those gates. I hold our ending like something almost gentle. Understanding comes slow, but it still comes. I love with everything I had. You chose your mind. You weighed the cost, called my hope naive. I saw a wall rising where touch once lived. Your steady eyes said risk was too heavy. I love with everything I had. You chose your mind. Maybe I love too much or just wrong. Maybe your fear was bigger than my own. I won't hate you for choosing what felt safer. Some hearts stay tethered to what they can't control. Mine keeps burning even when it stands alone. I call that burn a lesson, not a wound. Tonight I wish you peace, not my return. No bitterness left, only quiet, careful ache. I won't surrender my heart to cold reason. I'll wait for love that doesn't need protecting. I love with everything I had. You chose your mind. Now I guard nothing, but I know my worth. If love arrives, it must meet me open, not as a risk report, signed and dated. I walk forward, carrying loss like softened light. I love with everything I had. You chose your mind. In this quiet, I finally let you go. In this quiet, I finally let you go. Streetlight leaking through the crooked blinds. Threadbare couch holding what is left. Outside traffic hums, inside my pulse stalls. I breathe, but nothing in me moves. I chase your soul through every midnight silence. Now even my questions have grown tired. I loved you with everything inside me, but you never needed the parts that bled. You measured every step I leapt unguarded. Your logic filled the space my warmth left. I loved you with everything inside me. We once stayed up counting secrets, not consequences. Your eyes mapped exits while mine held on. I poured myself out, you took careful sips. Your quiet caution drowned my reckless hope. You said you needed space, it sounded reasonable. Reason can cut softer, but it still cuts. I loved you with everything inside me, but you never needed the parts that bled. You named it balance, I called it distance. You walked away, I watched my color fade. I loved you with everything inside me. Heartbreak never screamed, it simply dimmed, like someone turning down the world's volume. Unread feelings piled up inside my chest. Letters never written, answers never formed. My kindness curled inward, too tired to reach. Your wall stayed clean, my heart stayed empty. Now days blur gentle as a closing door. I don't hate you, I can't still want you. The ache is gone, replaced by heavy quiet. This fog of numbness feels almost kind. I loved you with everything inside me, but you never needed the parts that bled. Two languages, heart and mind, misaligned forever. You chose the thought, I vanished from the choice. I sit here calm, no urge to fix us. I loved you with everything inside me. Somewhere inside, even the wanting finally sleeps. Saw you through the cafe window, half in shadow. Late sun laying quiet lines across your face. You turned another page untouched by the evening, while something in my chest folded without sound. Every word I practiced vanished on my tongue. I watch the distance bloom where light should be. I loved you with every breath I had, but you loved me like a question. You weighed reasons I just felt. My heart spoke wild, yours stayed still. I loved you with every breath I had. I remember showing up when storms found you, listed every fear like numbers on paper. I offered only silence, shoulder beating hard. Your eyes grew colder, searching for a proof. I tried to match your careful, perfect logic. Each step I took towards you pushed you backward. I loved you with every breath I had, but you loved me like a question. You solved love like some unfinished equation. I held a broken piece, still calling it home. I loved you with every breath I had. That night the rain hammered down on the city. I finally said my heart was breaking. You nodded quiet like weather being reported. Said love must make sense, must stay sustainable. I swallowed as you called my soul impractical. Heard our language split into cause and effect. Days after blurred into carefully measured silence. I stopped reaching, afraid of spilling more feeling. I searched that moment not to make you guilty, only to see where my heart misread your map. I loved you with every breath I had, but you loved me like a question. No refuge there, just softly carved acceptance. Two different rhythms, drifting out of sync. I'll carry this sadness as a gentle lesson. I loved you with every breath I had. Some love's in, not in anger, only understanding.
Rain keeps time with this tired apartment silence. Your careful words still circle in my head. You weighed our futures like numbers on paper. I offered feeling, you offered an exit. I keep replaying how softly you chose, how gently you let my heart unravel. I finally know your compass points elsewhere. You followed sins where I followed surrender. You named it necessary, I called it living. We stood divided between safety and wonder. I finally know your compass points elsewhere. You said love alone could never be enough. Your voice was steady, mine kept breaking. watched our hopes collide without a sound. I held each phrase like it could save us. You held the door already in your mind. I finally know your compass points elsewhere. You followed sense where I followed surrender. You chose the map instead of the moment. I chose the risk. You chose the reason. I finally know your compass points elsewhere. There was no shouting, only quiet surrender. Just your clear eyes closing on or maybe. My questions floated, never found your chest. You answered with words like right and necessary. My tenderness met a distant calculation. Still I bow to the truth between us. Now I move through days like faded hallways. Nights ask whether you ever really needed me. I search the ruins for something worth keeping. Find only proof my softness still survives. I finally know your compass points elsewhere. But that doesn't make my heart a mistake. Kindness was courage, even when it shattered. Love was a dance, our steps never mastered. I close that chapter with a quiet mercy. I finally know your compass points elsewhere. I let you go and keep my heart open. Morning rain makes the city softly shiver. Cracked glass turns the streets into watercolor veins. I sit where our voices used to linger. Black coffee burns where your absence remains. I keep replaying every almost saving sentence, trying to find where meaning slipped away. Love was never enough for your careful mind. You weighed every promise against future storms. I offered my heart, you offered reasons. You walked away calm while I unraveled. Love was never enough for your careful mind. We spoke in different tongues, heart and logic. I reached with warmth, you answered with plans. Your comfort was certainty, not my trembling hope. Every gentle touch met measured distance again. Now silence fills the spaces once held by questions, and I translate my aching into quiet understanding. Love was never enough for your careful mind. You charted escape routes behind every smile. I wrote midnight letters I never sent. You solved our feelings like unsound equations. Love was never enough for your careful mind. The day you left, the air stayed still. No shouting, only surgical kindness between us. You said our values didn't quite align. I heard your fear disguised as certainty. I finally saw how far you'd withdrawn. Your goodbye was chosen long before your words. Now I trace my own shadows in the rain, learning the shape my giving heart once took. The hurt is gentle, almost kind in silence. I keep what I gave, but not for you. Love was never enough for your careful mind, yet it taught me the edges of my soul. I won't call it wasted, just unanswered. Your distance free the tenderness I carry. I walk away softer, not smaller than before. Love was never enough for your careful mind. I let your mind win while my heart heals quiet.
Rain draws slow rivers on the cafe glass. Your empty chair reflects in every pass. Dim light flickers over my trembling hands. I breathe like someone learning how to stand. You weighed every feeling like a careful equation. I bled every truth without calculation. Sometimes the mind wins, the heart lets go. You loved in the spaces your logic allowed.
I loved in the places that frighten you. You walk the straight line, I drown below. Sometimes the mind wins, the heart lets go. I offered late night fears, you answered with plans, you measured each word. I couldn't understand. I bend my edges trying to fit your frame. You called it reasonable, I just felt ashamed. You followed the path that never risks breaking. I followed a pulse that never stopped aching. Sometimes the mind wins, the heart lets go. You loved in the spaces your logic allowed. I loved in the places that frighten you. You closed every door feelings might know. Sometimes the mind wins, the heart lets go. Our last quiet talk replays in gentle fragments. Your eyes look past me or safer distances. Spoke of futures like numbers on paper. I spoke of middle ground. You chose later, your final words fell soft, almost kind. Cold rain of closure on my open mind. Now city streets echo with what might have been. I walk through the storm, softer in my skin. I don't curse your choice, I release my own. Some loves teach leaving more than being known. Sometimes the mind, the heart lets go. I carry the lost like a tender lesson. My slow fragile love still deserves a home. I'll guard it closer without turning to stone. Where feeling meets reason, I'll move more slow. Sometimes the mind wins, the heart lets go. I loved you completely, and I'm learning to live. Dim light on warm chairs and cooling coffee. Rain crawls down the glass like drifting thoughts. I used to spill dreams across this table. Now silence sits here, answering for you. Your logic always walked ahead of feeling. I trailed behind, hoping warmth would follow. I loved you with every beat, but your mind was already miles away. You traced our chances like numbers on paper, measured my heart against sensible futures. I waited for fire, you offered forecasts. I loved you with every beat, but your mind was already miles away. I asked soft questions, you answered with distance. Vulnerable truths met careful, reasoned pauses. My hand in yours, you study the horizon, stepping back gently, eyes on safer ground. You love the idea, not the surrender. I felt the wall grow, brick by thought. I loved you with every beat, but your mind was already miles away. You chose the path that promised no trembling, security over the ache of not knowing. My breaking heart was quiet, almost relieved. I loved you with every beat, but your mind was already miles away. You never lost me, you set me aside. I was something weighed, not fully welcome. Your calm goodbyes cut softer than anger. I mistook your silence for peaceful shelter. Now I see the numbers behind your kindness. Love on your scale, mine on my sleeve. I walk out into rain, a little slower, carrying regret that doesn't need forgiveness. Learning your language was losing myself gently. Acceptance settles like dusk on my shoulders. I loved you with every beat, but your mind was already miles away. Love lived in your head, in my heartbeat. Two different worlds never sharing one orbit. The heart lost tonight, not to cruelty. Someday I'll meet someone fluent in feeling. I loved you with every beat, but your mind was already miles away. I'll leave the door behind and keep my heart. You close the door, never turning round once. In the kitchen, silence cut like broken glass. Your eyes held numbers where questions used to live. My voice stayed captive, begging you to stay. You chose your thoughts, I clung to feeling. I watched us fracture under quiet decision. I'm learning the cost of loving your mind. You weighed our hearts like a profit and loss. I reach for warmth, you reach for distance. You call it survival, I call it goodbye. I'm learning the cause of loving your mind. Days blurred past, arguments ending before they started. You cut each sentence short like closing files. I kept chasing warm, you held just out. Your silence burned colder with every passing hour. You sought for safety, I unraveled in questions. Your logic stayed spotless, my heart took blame. I'm learning the cost of loving your mind. You turned our love into a clean equation. I was the variable you refused to keep. You called it reason, I called it breaking. I'm learning the cost of loving your mind. One night you said, feelings only get in way. You looked through me, not at what we were. Your words were steel, mine dust on your hands. You built a fortress, every wall a thought. I stood outside, soaked in unanswered hope. Softness met metal, and metal never moved. Now anger flickers low, more ember than blaze. I don't hate you, only what we became. I resent how reason kept winning our battles. My heart stayed bleeding, your conscience stayed clean. I'm learning the cost of loving your mind. You love me like a piece that never fit. Beautiful misplaced, return to the table alone. Maybe someday I'll forgive your chosen safety. Tonight I forgive nothing, I just remember I'm learning the cost of loving your mind. Somewhere I'll love again without losing to logic.
Late sun, stretching shadows across my folded hands. Same old park bench where our story started. Crowds blur past, I stay nailed to remembering. Every promise felt possible, then slipped quietly away. You smiled like safety, but your eyes were measuring. I kept missing what your silence really meant. I loved you deeper than your mind allowed. My heart spoke poetry, yours answered in facts. I've been like another decision. I loved you deeper than your mind allowed. I kept editing myself mid-sentence around, afraid one honest word might be too heavy. You offered policies when I reached for softness, plans and timelines where I needed trembling truth. You called it balance, I called it distance. I kept hoping warmth would grow from reason. I loved you deeper than your mind allowed. I spoke poetry, yours answered in facts. You mapped our future like a tidy contract. I begged for chaos, you tightened every line. I loved you deeper than your mind allowed. That night in our apartment, you described our future, every sentence steady wrapped in tidy obligation. Your eyes already living somewhere I could not follow. I almost asked you to meet me halfway. The question trembled and died on my tongue. Silence signed the ending we never spoke. Afterward I watched myself slowly disappear, folding smaller to protect what still was beating, asking if I was too much or nothing. Learning some battles are lost before they start. I love you deeper than your mind allowed. Now I forgive the way you loved in logic. Some hearts keep rhythm with unspoken thunder. Some love surrender without anyone to blame. My broken heart is teaching itself to heal. I loved you deeper than your mind allowed. I rise from the bench, carrying quiet acceptance.
Soft yellow light on those old hardwood floors, late summer humming between our careful breaths. I walked in open, heart already speaking. You watched like a witness, counting every step. I offered warmth, you measured every motion. Even then, some distance never moved. Sometimes love isn't enough when the mind says no. I built a sanctuary, you brought a ledger. My reaching hands made
at your guarded questions. Your eyes stay cool while my voice trembles. Sometimes love isn't enough when the mind says no. Nights turn to numbers, pros and cons unfolding. You wait every promise like uncertainty. I tried to be wiser, less unguarded. My tenderness kept crashing against your doubt. I heard your reasons, but not your heartbeat. You chose the safer road away from me. Sometimes love isn't enough when the mind says no. I gave you oceans, you redrew our shoreline. My open chest met your iron logic. Your careful silence outlasted my confession. Sometimes love isn't enough when the mind says no. You said it softly, no anger in your leaving. Just that steady voice deciding for us both. My heart knelt down before your conclusions. I searched for blame, only found quiet sorrow. I honor what we were, not what we weren't. Some bridges stay water, never turning solid. Now I sit alone with that same soft light, holding my own heart like something breakable. I see your shadow, but I don't chase it, letting the ache breathe, not rule me. Sometimes love isn't enough when the mind says no. Yet loving you still made me braver somehow. I keep the tenderness, release the outcome. Your path is yours, mine finally is mine. I walk away with all I couldn't show. Sometimes love isn't enough when the mind says no. In the quiet after us, I choose acceptance. In the quiet after us. City glow draws out lines around my shaking shoulders. Rooftop edge, wet concrete beneath my fingers. I gave every quiet beat this heart carried. Still your love stayed measured, never breathing free. I kept asking if my softness scared you. You kept answering with reasons, never feelings. I'm not part of your equation anymore.
You weighed every promise against your future. Turned my trembling hope into a calculation. Called it what's best, not what you wanted. I'm not part of your equation anymore. I trace the furrow resting between your eyes, searching for warmth behind that calm intellect. You met my laughter with plans and schedules. My trust cracked slowly, months falling like rain. Every do you feel this too? Breaking. You replied with numbers, never letting silence answer. I'm not part of your equation anymore. You weighed every promise against your future. Turned my trembling hope into a calculation. Called it what's best, not what you wanted. I'm not part of your equation anymore. By the window, cold air pressed our distance. You spoke of sense, the efficient kind. No malice, just conviction, closing every door. Your mind chose a life where I was missing. I felt surrender folding gently through my chest. A quiet heartbreak softer than any goodbye. Back on the rooftop, knees pulled to my heartbeat. I traced that invisible glass dividing our worlds. Kindness couldn't break what logic had decided. I loved you fully, you chose yourself completely. I'm not part of your equation anymore. Yet I won't curse the way you're wired. We lived on planes that never touched gently. Your heart beat over mine, not beside it. Sometimes the heart must yield to the mind. I'm not part of your equation anymore. I leave you to your sky without bitterness. Evening leans long over this cracked pavement. One park bench holds me, not your weight. Chill finds bone, but something deeper trembles. Your missing shoulder still warms this silence. I gave my heart like a quiet promise. You answered everything, we measured distance. I loved you past what your mind allowed. You chose the pieces that made sense. left the rest of me outside your reasons. My open pulse against your careful numbers. I loved you past, with your mind allowed. I replay the pause between our sentences. Your eyes turned inward, mine reaching outward. You said, it's just how I process. I heard a door closing without a sound. My empathy crashed softly into your logic. No anger, only questions. Without language, I loved you past what your mind allowed. You chose the pieces that made sense. My trembling voice met your steady explanations. I whispered, I understand, and I didn't, and loved you past what your mind allowed. That night the apartment hummed with heavy silence. Your keys turned slow, your gaze already leaving. You spoke of sense, never once saying feeling. My ribs learned how quiet breaking can be. Still my kindness wrapped itself around your decision, and let your leaving pass without a verdict. Now days slip by, colors turn into ash. I walk the streets where our dreaming started. I'm not hating you, I'm sifting through myself. Some puzzles stay scattered, never meant to fit. I loved you past what your mind allowed. Some loves are questions without an answer. I asked for more than you could offer. Acceptance grew where blame refused to bloom. Letting go slowly, I keep the gentle parts. I loved you past what your mother allowed. Under distant stars, I practice losing you kindly.